All right. This is Dave Wood, and I'm talking to you here from my home office in the mountains of Costa Rica. Actually, this is not my office. This is in front of my house. You see the mountains and the ocean and stuff in the background, and I come out here to do these silly whiteboard presentations where I unlock the secrets of the universe. Now, what I'm going to show you guys over the next couple of minutes is how to win a lot of money, how to win some free trips to Costa Rica, and be featured in a product that thousands of people are going to buy. And I also wanted to talk about how you can win some cool stuff even if you're brand new by understanding a principle of marketing called scaling. Now, this is something that I've talked about a lot. I've taught it in a lot of the courses, and of course, if you're a member here of Empower and you want to know a lot about it, you need to buy the 15K per month formula and the Costa Rica Mastermind Intensive. You need to both buy them and then go through the entire trainings over the course of the next week, because you're going to need this information. All right, now let me talk about really briefly how to scale marketing and what that means, and also how to get started and how to stop being a wussy and start getting commissions immediately. All right, so here's what we've got. We've got you, and this is where you are now, and we've got where you want to be. Where you want to be. WYWTB. All right? And where you want to be has a financial goal attached to it, whatever that is. You know, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, $40,000 a month, maybe $1,000 a month. You could be in a country that has lower resources, and maybe you just want to be able to get by. Whatever it is, there's WYWTB, and then there's where you are right now. All right, we should come up with some initials for that right now too. So I'm going to waste some time to come up with that. Where you are right now. WY ARN. YARN. We'll call it YARN, right? So there's YARN and WILTB. All right, now what you want to do is you want to travel between where you are now and where you want to be. All right, and there's a financial metric attached to this, and let's say your financial metric is $10,000 a month. Why do I say that? Because this is a goal that a lot of people have. Since I've been on the internet, I've had probably about 1,000 people who I've actually talked to on the phone, and they've asked me, David, what do I got to do to make $10,000 per month? Which I actually think, from what you're about to see, is actually kind of a silly question, but it's a common question. So there's YARN and WIBTP, right? Now, what you got to do is you've got to find the most direct, most efficient route from where you are to where you want to be. Now, there's some metrics involved in marketing. There's some sales metrics, there's some financial metrics, and there's business metrics all over the place when you figure out where you are and where you want to be, and then you find out how to get there in the shortest possible distance. All right? Now, here's what most people do. Most people, they climb a mountain, they go down a river, they go down, some stairs, they figure out a path, and then they wind up right back where they started, right? Because they don't have a clear path from where they are to where they want to be, all right? They want to make $10,000 a month, so they get started, and rather than progressing in a straight line, what they do is they buy a product launch, start learning SEO, it doesn't work. They buy a product launch, they start learning Facebook PPC, it doesn't work. They buy a product launch, they learn to make their own products, it doesn't work. They join a network marketing company, it doesn't work. So they go back to the beginning, and then they join something new. And they just keep doing that over and over and over again, right? Now, there's a hidden key to greatness here that allows you to figure out exactly what you need to make $10,000 a month. All right, so let's take a look here, and let's figure out the shortest possible distance between those 2 points. I'm going to talk about some laws of physics here in a minute as well. So how do you get here directly to your goal? Well, it's really simple. I did an audio that's actually in the inner circle that if you haven't listened to, you need to listen to it. It's how to master the funnel. We just put it back there the other day. If you're a member of the inner circle, just go download the audio, listen to it. If you're not a member of the inner circle, you need to be a member of the inner circle. You can do that by logging into the members area and just hit the inner circle tab, and you'll see a sales video if you're not a member, and you can upgrade to the inner circle membership there. Now, that audio, I explain a lot of advanced concepts that's related to what I'm about to show you right now. This is the realization, though, that you've got to have. The realization is simple. You don't make money buying stuff, right? Buying stuff does not make you money. Now, there are those that would convince you that it does make you money, when in fact it does not. Buying stuff does not make you money. Selling stuff does. Now, here's the key with selling stuff. So, buying stuff, no money. Selling stuff equals money. All right? Now, most people spend all their time looking for the right thing to buy to make money, when in fact buying stuff is the extraction of money from your bank account. Now, there's nothing wrong with buying stuff. I love buying stuff. I buy stuff all the time. But the question is what should you buy? Because obviously there's nothing wrong with spending money, but you got to buy stuff that leads to selling stuff. Now, here's the key. If you spend more money buying stuff than you make selling stuff, you wind up with a negative balance in your bank account, right? I know this video is probably ridiculous, but let me tell you what most people do. And you're going to chuckle because let's just laugh at it. I mean, have I done this? Oh yeah. Have you done it? Guaranteed. All right. Where we're looking for the secret to unlimited sales and unlimited commissions into our bank account instantly. We're looking for the secret to get to where you want to be. And so what we do is we go online, we do a Google search, and we find something, and there's something to buy. And you say, if I buy this thing, I can finally make the money I desire. When the reality is that it's the guy that sold you the thing that just made money, and your goal has really nothing to do with buying anything. It has to do with making money. So how do you make money then is the question. Well, I'm going to break it down for you, and then I'm going to show you the magical, mystical key to the straight line and how to scale your business to get there as quickly as you possibly can. So what's the magical, mystical key to making money? Well, here's the key. All right, in our economy, as scawampus as it is, and as screwed up as it is, and as manipulated as it is, there's only one way to get money. Now, you might think there's more than one way, but there's actually only one way. Because remember, you can't print money like the Federal Reserve does. If you do, you get thrown in jail. You actually have to have somebody give you money, right? So you can't create it. You've got to have somebody give it to you. Now, somebody has money over here, and then they give it to you. Let's say they give you $100, right? Well, then you just got somebody to give you $100 and just had $100 come into your possession. Now, here's the key. Overly simplistic as it is, just follow with me for a couple more minutes. This is the only way to get money, period. All right? It is the only way. Now, I want you to try to think of an example in your life now, take stealing out, if any of you have stolen things. But aside from stealing, where you took money from someone else and then you still got it from somebody else, when in your life have you ever gotten money where somebody didn't give it to you? Try to think of a time just for a second. Not there, right? In other words, in order to get money, somebody has to give it to you. So if you want to make $10,000 a month, there's a couple ways to do this. Now, there's a job formula, right? The J.O.P.E. Now, a job formula, just over broke, is what we like to call it, but reality is some people do make a lot of money in jobs. I don't even know if you can see up there. But the job formula is this. One guy gives you money, right? And he gives you whatever he dictates he's going to give you. So in a job, they'll say, well, I'm going to pay you $15 an hour. And then you've got one person, one guy, giving you $15 an hour. Now, what happens, pray tell, if some disaster strikes and this company goes under? You got one guy giving you $15, right? Now all of a sudden you're getting nothing. So the reality is that in a job, a boss is giving you money, a corporation is giving you money, somebody is writing your check. Now in business, what's the difference between a business and a job? Well, here's the difference between a business and a job. A job, one guy gives you money. If he dies, you're screwed. A business, hopefully, customers are giving you money. So we've got you, right? Customers. Lots of customers are giving you money. Now, what's the benefit of having a business versus a job? Well, the benefit of a business versus a job is, of course, if one of your customers die, and you hope they never do, but if you have 20,000 customers or 30,000 customers, I've had customers who have died, right? And I feel bad, right? But the reality is that life happens, right? What happens if they all of a sudden can't pay you anymore, or if they go broke, or if they lose their job, right? Well, hopefully, you've still got 10,000 people giving you money, right? Because remember, the only way for you to get money is for somebody to give it to you. Now, this is our economy. Even if you dig gold out of the ground, you can't really just go around and buy stuff with gold today. You need to go take the gold, give it to somebody, and they're going to give you money for digging up the gold. It took you work to do it, right? You can't just get money out of thin air today. You can't print it. That's the government's job, right? So, lots of people giving you money versus one. Now, let's just take two things here. Lots of people giving you money, redundant backups, right? Unlimited potential versus dictated income. One person giving you money, they go under, your income's gone. right? Now, what are you going to choose? The better way, obviously, is entrepreneurialism, right? Because you have to have lots of customers, and you're obviously in control of your future, right? Now, this is where we get into network marketing, affiliate marketing in this space. Now, there's choices you have in this space, right? A lot of choices, obviously, thousands of choices. And you can't do all of them. You could do a few at once, but you can't do all of them at once because there's just too many, and you wouldn't be able to afford to buy all the stuff at once, right? So you got to learn to focus your attention. So where should you focus your attention? You should focus your attention. Let me tell you how you're going to focus your attention. It has to do with your goal. So if your goal is $10,000 a month, you say, well, how do I get there? Obviously, not a good way. So what's another way to get to your goals? The straight line theory. See, I took Kung Fu and karate and all these martial arts growing up. One of the things I learned is that there's a shorter distance. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Now, that's physics, right? Is obviously not true in gravitational space. It could be a curved line, but let's just bear with me for a second. Most of the time, the shortest distance between 2 points is straight, right? So if somebody's head is right there and my fist is right here, it doesn't make sense to do this to hit him in the first hit in the face. Maybe it might make sense after I just go like this and hit him a jab a little bit, but it doesn't make more sense if somebody's face is right there and my fist is right here to go, right? Because in the meantime, they could just hit me directly in the face, right? That's what Jeet Kune is, which is the art of, it's the intercepting fist. Bruce Lee made Jeet Kune Do. Jeet Kune Do means the art of the intercepting fist. The intercepting fist is a fist that moves in a straight line towards its target and intercepts the barriers in the way, right? So if this is your goal and this is where you're at and you're like, right, this is what it's called when somebody gets in an MMA match and they're like this and the other person's just hitting them in the face, right? This is what most people do. They flail around in their marketing, right? So what's the straight line theory? Straight line theory is this: how do you get money? People give it to you. Is there any other way? No. So then the question is, number one, how do you get people to give you money? And then number two, how do you get people to keep giving you money? And then number three, how do you get them to give you as much money as possible? And number four, how do you make sure they're happy enough to where they continue to do it for the rest of your life? And then that is the magical formula. So, all right, let's look at this. How do you make $10,000 a month? Well, there's some ways you can do it. Number one, you can have a boss give you $10,000 a month. Remember, he could die. Not so good. Number two way, let's just take some examples. What if 100 people gave you $100 a month? Is that a way to get $10,000 a month? It's a way, is it not? 100 people giving you $100 a month equals $10,000 a month, right? One way to make $10,000 a month is to get 100 people somehow to give you $100 a month. Now, here's the problem in this: is you don't know if you're going to make $10,000 a month because you don't know how much your product costs, or you don't know what they're giving you money for, and you don't know what your fees are going to be and the charges are going to be. So most likely, if you got 100 people to give you $100 a month, you wouldn't profit $10,000 a month. You'd have somewhere a little bit below $10,000 a month in revenue, because you're going to have merchant fees, processing fees, cost of doing business, things like this, and your profit might only be $2,000 a month, right? Now, here's the key. Most products that you sell, if 100 people give you $100 a month, you're going to make $2,000 a month. Now, if you had a choice and you said, okay, between two products, what product A, right? Somebody gives me $100 and I get 20. Product B, equally valuable, equally sellable, equal amount of people buy it. People give me $100 and I get 100 minus processing fees or whatever. Which one would you choose to sell? Obviously, you're going to get to your goal in a more straight line by getting more of the money than 20%. Right? Does that make sense to you so far? So that's way number one. 100 people give you $100 a month. Now, way number two of getting $10,000 a month. 200 people give you $50 a month. Right? Now, that might be overly simplistic. And again, what is there? There's fees, there's cost of doing business, there's expenses. If you're doing it yourself, there's server bills and programming. If you're doing internet things, or if you're doing coaching, you got to spend your time, and then you got to ask yourself, do you have time to do this? Right? That's way number two. 200 people giving you $50 a month equals what? $10,000 a month minus whatever your cost of doing business are. So these are two ways of getting to $10,000 a month. Now, what's better? 200 people giving you $50 a month, or one guy giving you $10,000 a month? I'll take the 200 because 10% of them die, right? And remember, folks, I'm not trying to be morbid here. Just let's say something happens and they quit, they stop paying, whatever, right? You've got 90% of your income there. And then you just need to replace 10%, whereas here, if one guy fires you, you got to replace 100% of your income. All right, so that's the difference between these two. Now, way three, 400 people give you $25 a month, right? What does that equal? Well, it equals $10,000 per month. 400 people giving you 25, right? Now, honestly, I think that this here is the most superior $10,000 a month income that's going to be the most stable, because less cancellations, right? There's going to be more people, more redundancy. The more redundant your business is, the more stable your income is. That makes sense, okay? So if you're going to get $25 in commissions a month from something, what's better? Is it better to sell something that costs $50 a month and you're only getting $25? Or is it better to sell something that costs $25 and you get $25? What do you think? Same level of marketing energy goes into selling product A versus B. What's better? Obviously, the thing where you get the entire 25. Now let's talk about the value of retention, right? Because remember, it's not just getting them to give you money, because if you get 400 people to give you $25 one month and it's just one time, you got to do it again next month, right? And if you do it again next month, that means all the marketing, all the expenses of getting the customers is also there to keep them. So if you're going to have two models, right? Model A, right? You only have a one-time payment of 25. Model B, you have a monthly payment of 25. What's going to be better? Well, the monthly payment of 25 is more redundant. It's more stable. That's what residual income is all about. Obviously, every month people will cancel. It's just the way that life is. You'll lose 1% of your customers and you'll gain 1% of your customers. And the goal is always to gain more than you lose, right? But this is the way that business works. Now, what's Model 3? Model 3 would be a combination of these plus upsells. Now, let me show you the ultimate formula to get to $10,000 a month. And this goes back into advertising. Remember, it's better to have a job than it is to better to have a business than it is to have a job, because you have redundant income. And also remember that it's better to have lots of customers rather than a few. And it's better to sell something that people continuously pay you for than something people pay you for one time. Now, I'm going to use the Empower Network model as the most superior way to theoretically, hypothetically, get to $10,000 a month, because we actually have had a lot of people do that. All right. Now, we've got you here. We're going to say you. Now, here's what I'm going to assume. I'm going to assume that you're an intelligent person, all right? Now, when you come into Empower, this is what I'm going to recommend that you do as one of the co-founders, right? And I might not actually even get any benefit from you doing this, aside from some minor value in helping you build your business and some minor overrides, all right? Because in Empower, we actually pay out 100% commissions on all product sales. In other words, on every product sale, you get all the money minus whatever the merchant fees are that you're using. All right? Now, let's say you're here and there's a phone ringing. It's driving me crazy. Hold on a second. I'm going to go answer the phone and continue this. God, stop calling. I'm doing something. I got these batteries out of this stupid phone. I'm just taking the batteries out of the phone because I don't know how to turn them off. I'm filming a video. All right, so hold on, let me get some water. I had to take a break there. The phones were going crazy. So here's what I'm going to encourage you to do. I'm actually going to encourage you to buy all of our products. We've only got 4, and here's why I'm going to encourage you to buy everything. I'm encouraging you to buy everything for a couple reasons. Number one, we've got a competition that's starting on Monday, and the way our competition is actually going to work is you're going to get points accrued for products that you sell, and you can actually win cash prize of $10,000, trip to Costa Rica. I'm going to announce all this on Sunday night. I'm going to do a live stream from my home in Costa Rica with official contest details. You want to make sure you and your team are there. If you're not in Empower, obviously you want to get in. Now on Monday, we're going to start a competition, and you're going to get points for each product. Now the point system is actually going to accrue on the products that you own. All right? You can see our full comp plan by clicking on the Get Money tab and how the whole thing works. There's actually multiple ways to qualify for products. You have to be qualified on a product to get points, but the best way to qualify, honestly, it's not about qualification, it's about buying what you sell. You're going to have a much easier time selling what you buy. Does that make sense? And here are 4 products. There's a $25 monthly payment. All right, there's a $100 monthly payment. I'll explain what all these are in a minute. There's a one-time $250 payment. And then there is a $500 payment. Now, I'm talking specifically to people who want to compete as affiliates here. If you want to earn money as an affiliate, there's an e-wallet that we have that we use to pay you, right, as a company, and you do need to pay for that e-wallet to participate in this. And also, you just need to do this, and then you have the right to use our processors, and then we'll pay out your commissions. And if you choose, you can also put in your own merchant account, and then whatever fees that you're getting, you can use. And with this option, we just pass on whatever fees we have in your commission. So you earn 100% commissions minus the processing fees, if that makes sense, which are minor. All right. So $25 sale. Right, you buy this, these are monthly, and then these 2 things are one time. This is monthly down here. Now, here's the key with this, is all these products, we pay out 100% commissions. All these products, we pay out 100% commissions. Let me repeat that again. These products, we pay out 100% commissions. Now, when you sell a $25 blogging system, 100% of the money on this blog product is paid out. This is an Inner Circle training membership. I just did a phenomenal training on how to master sales online in the Inner Circle. It's called Mastering the Funnel. This is $100 a month, and we update it several times a week with the most up-to-date content that you're going to find anywhere on the internet. It is our most important product for the development of the entrepreneur. It's tremendous. It applies to any business. It will give you, there's nothing better you can do for your business than to listen to those audios every day as you drive to and fro from work when you're in your downtime. This is a 21-hour training that we did, our video from the leaders on how to market and how to really grow a monster business. It's called the 15K per month formula, and this is a training that was a $3,000 training that I recorded on video that I did at my home in Costa Rica, and it's a one-time payment of $500. Okay, now here's the key: 100% commissions on all these products. So how does it work? Well, this is what I'm going to assume. I'm going to assume that you are going to do the smart thing here, and that before Monday, you're going to buy everything. Why do I encourage you to buy everything? Because what I'm going to show you will work a lot better if you have the education and the knowledge on marketing that's in all these products, and spend an hour or 2 a night for the next few weeks with us just studying and applying what you learn, because these products, they're not just things you buy, they're also things you can sell. See, this is the key. Remember what I said, you don't make money buying things, right? Keep that in mind. You do not make money buying things. This isn't where your money comes from. However, when you buy something that helps you increase your sales, then you make money. But here's the key. If you also buy something that you can resell and resell and resell and resell, right? Not only are you increasing your sales ability, but you're also increasing your income. And if you're doing that and getting 100% commissions versus like 20, it just makes a lot of sense. All right. So these are the products I'm going to recommend you buy. Now, I encourage you to do it now, of course. Now, here's the key. We've got you here, and let me explain how this is going to work here. When you go out in the marketplace, keep this in mind. Whatever your goal is, we're going to assume $10,000 a month. You need that amount of money to be given to you or more above your expenses every single month. So you take your expenses, you say, how much are they going to be in my marketing? And then you say, how much revenue needs to come in to get me $10,000 a month left over after the expenses? That's the formula for business, all right? We're not talking about this wussy stuff out there that says, well, I make $10,000 a month, and really it's just $10,000 in revenue. To make $10,000 in profit, you need to go above your expenses. Now, typically in a niche where you're earning 100% commissions, if you want $10,000 in leftovers, here's what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to have about $15,000 come to you, just honestly. Now, are you need to spend $5,000 before you make it? No. What I'm going to teach you how to do is to scale your marketing. So let me explain how this works. You're going to get started marketing, and here's the formula for marketing. We've got a capture page, all right? We have a sales video, and we have upsells. All right. Now, what we want to teach you how to do is how to capture more leads, get more sales, and make more upsells. This is the initial product we sell, and then we upsell the rest of these products to existing customers usually only. All right, and the reason we do that is because it's a more effective sales process to have a low-cost product on the front end and then upsell on the back end. Does that make sense to you? Now, when you go out there and you make a sale for $25, you're going to get your first sale a $25 commission. $25 commission for selling a blogging product. Now, can you get in and can you just buy the $25 product? Well, of course, you can buy any of the products you choose, any one of them, right? But I encourage you just to buy everything, but come in and at least buy the $25 product. But you're going to come in and you get the $25 product. Now, here's the key. In the inner circle, I teach a principle, and this is actually available for all of our members. It's how to upsell without trying, how to get people to buy more stuff. I'm going to encourage you to buy the inner circle membership and to listen to those products because it's going to help you connect with your customers. You get the phone number, the lead, all this stuff, and it's going to help you to upsell this customer. So one customer can be worth $750, $875 in commissions. All right? One customer could be worth $875 in commissions if you sell them all the products. Now here's the key. Sales 2, 4, and 6, right? 2, 4, and then 6 are going to pass up, right? 2, 4, 6 are going to pass up, not to us, but to whoever brought you in, all right? And then you also get pass up sales from everybody that you bring in on limited levels down. I explained that in the comp plan video. Now here's the key to making $10,000 a month right away. What I want you to do is not invest a lot of money out of your pocket. What I want you to do is I want you to aggressively work on getting more people to the capture page. And then when you make sales, to reinvest profits from your sales back into your marketing to get more people to the capture page. This is what I want you to do. Get as many people to the capture page as you possibly can, and then invest more money from your profits back into your business to get more people to the capture page. Because here's what happens. Let's say you make a $25 commission. How much would I recommend that you reinvest? Well, for the next 3 weeks, let's go a little higher than normal, and let's say 50%. You say 50%, why would I do that? Because you want to grow your business fast, generate more leads, and grow a bigger story fast. So you'd have what? $12.50 to invest back into advertising. What kind of advertising should you invest in? Well, obviously not anything very expensive at that point. But here's the key. $12.50 back into solo ad, back into PPC, back into something like this is going to yield some leads if you do it right. Now, I can usually get leads for about $1 a piece, but let's say you get 12 leads from that $12.50. Well, if you get 12 leads and we're converting a sales video from 15 to 25%, depending on the source of traffic, that means that we can yield you about another 2 sales. Now, if you get another 2 sales, that means you just spent $12.50, you just made $50, and then what can you do? You can take 25 and you can reinvest it back into advertising. And then what happens? Well, let's say you take 25 and you get 25 leads, and what could that yield? That could yield 4 sales. Right? If it's targeted traffic, 4 sales, what's going to be? It's going to be $100, and then what can you do? Well, then what you can do is reinvest $50 back into advertising, and it can work that fast, the cycle that quickly. All right? Now, here's the key. We're not just talking about $25 here. We're talking about upsells. What if your customers also buy these other products that you're buying? Right? Well, now let me explain to you exactly how this works. So if you go out there in the marketplace and let's say you want to make a lot of money and you want to do it relatively quickly. This is the $10,000 per month formula. Obviously, if you want to know the whole formula, you got to buy the $250 product. It's in the back office. You just click on 15K formula. You can buy it there. But let me explain to you exactly how this formula works, right? You want to upsell your customers, and this is what our current numbers are, and they're going to go higher over the course of the next few weeks because whenever we're marketing, the numbers shoot up, right? They range from 35 to 45% upsells. Now, let me explain how this works. About 35% of the force here at Empower buys the inner circle, which is the $100 a month, who buys the $25 product. So about 3 $25 products, right, is going to result in one $100 product, $100 per month. So that means every 3 customers, somebody's there who gets you $125 a month. That means out of this right here, you'd be earning $175 a month in residual income from 3 customers with our current numbers. This is approximately what the numbers look like. Now, if you go out there and do this, from 3 customers, you just got your 3rd customer. That means you could then invest, what is this? Half of this I can't even add right, but it's a lot. It's like $80 or $85 or $87 back in your marketing. Let's say you got 87 leads if you were being efficient. You could get 87 leads from doing PPC, solo ads. I'm going to give you guys some resources at the end of this video, and what do? You go back out. But we're not just talking about the inner circle here. We're also talking about the rest of the upsells. Now, the next product in our funnel is actually the $500 product, and about 35% of the people buy that $500 product who buy the Inner Circle membership. So that means that every 9 people that you bring in, this is what happens. This is our current numbers from our system. Is this true every time? But no, statistically, over thousands of people, this is what happens. So it's very likely that if you bring in 9 people to the $25 product, that this is what's going to happen for you. You bring in 9 people to the $25 product, you've got 25 times 9, and that's how much monthly payments will be coming in from that. You've also got 3 people who are going to invest in the Inner Circle membership to further their education in business. And if that happens, what is that? It's $300 extra on top of whatever this is, because I can't calculate. So this is actually $225 in residual payments coming in from the 25, $300 a month coming in from the $100 Inner Circle membership. And then what's going to happen is approximately one person is going to buy the Costa Rica Intensive. So that means that every 9 customers with our current numbers right now is worth approximately $1,025. All right? Every 9 customers. What does this mean here? It means every 9 customers right now in Empower with our current numbers, this is currently, as of making this video, is worth $1,025. All right? Now, how many leads does it take to get one customer? Depends on the source of leads. Some sources of leads, it's going to be 5%. And the other sources of leads, it's going to be 25%. For my personal list, I converted about 35% of the people who see that presentation. From PPC lists, you're going to find it's going to be more like 10 to 15%. From a solo ad, you'll find it's going to be more like 5 to 10%, depending on where you go. But the reality is that you can work with the numbers here if you know how much this costs. So here's the goal. It's to take the money you make and reinvest it back in advertising. This looks a little complicated, isn't it? But what's your task? Remember, your task is one thing. Your task is to get people to the capture page, right? And then reinvest your profits to get more people to the capture page. So what does that mean? That means that if you took, theoretically here, let's say you took $500 from the $1,000 right here and that you reinvested this back in advertising. I'll share with you some places you can do this here in a second. You took $500 and reinvested it back in advertising, and let's say you did that and you got 500 leads. Right now, there's places you could get way more than 500 leads. They might be 500 quality leads. They might not be. It depends on where you spend the money on the advertising. Remember, you're spending money to get people to the capture page. That's your goal. Let us work the conversion metrics. Let us work the upsells for you. Let us train you how to get more upsells, and let us teach you how to do it part-time. But if you do this, what happens? 500 leads. Let's say you were getting a 10% conversion. That means 50 people would come in. And what's 50 people coming in? It's this 5 times. And what's that? It's approximately $5,000 in revenue, right? We're getting there. We're getting to $10,000 a month. But what if you took $2,500 of that and just for a few months, you just took half and you just took half? Remember, this isn't coming out of your pocket. This is money that came in from ads, right? That came in from marketing, that you're reinvesting back into marketing to get more marketing done. This is what you're doing. Now, if you took $2,500, you put this back from the $5,000, so you take home $2,500 now. Now, all of a sudden, what happens? Well, let's say you're still getting the dollar a lead ratio coming in. Remember, this is depending on how good you are at marketing, depending where you're marketing. But let's say you come back and you get 2,500 leads. 2,500 leads, let's say they convert at 10%, 250 members coming in. 250 members coming in, is this happening 25 times? That's $25,000 approximately in revenue coming in with our conversion metrics. Now, if you did that, and this is the key, this is the question, right? Got 10% conversions and got 2,500 leads coming in and made 25,000. What does that mean? It means you could still take 50% if you wanted to, and you could reinvest that back into advertising. And let's say you did a crazy thing and you took $12,500. You say, Dave, is this out of my pocket? No, this is out of your revenue that's coming in from your business. This is how the big boys grow business. I'm giving you guys $20,000 in education in this video. This is how the big boys do it. $12,500. And let's say, just in a crazy, weird universe, that $12,500 yielded you 12,500 leads. Now, let's say they converted at 10%, and you got those leads to convert here at 10%, because remember, nothing pays like Empower Network pays. 1,250, that'd be 1,250 members joining Empower. Remember, we've had over 18,000 people who have bought the blogging product, right? And we've had 7,000 or 8,000 people that have bought the Inner Circle membership already. We're only a few months old, all right? So if this happened, you brought in 1,250 people to Empower Network. Well, what's 1,250 people? It's this process happening 125 times. Well, what's that process happening 125 times? Well, with our current metrics that we've got, that's a little over $125,000 coming in revenue. Now, what could you do with that? How could you play with that, right? You say, Dave, that ain't possible. Dave and I did more than that our first month marketing as affiliates. We're not talking about fees and things, because remember, we only implemented our e-wallet solution, if you guys have been in Empower for a while, when we realized that banks don't want to give everybody merchant accounts when we're bringing in as many people as we bring in. They want us to do it. So we're taking that risk on as ourselves, and that $20 a month, we weren't making this, okay? So this is all from our own advertising. We made way over $125,000 a month, our first month. And we did it exactly like I just painted out here, because we're smart with our money and we reinvest back into business. So what should you do over the next few weeks? Get people to the capture page. When you make sales, get more people to the capture page. When you make sales, reinvest to get more people to the capture page. Your goal is to get people single-mindedly to the capture page. Now, let me explain to you exactly some places that you could do this. Now, first thing that you want to do is just buy everything, right? And the second thing you want to do is start getting people to the capture page. And get people to the capture page even if you don't buy everything, that's fine. But hold on a second, let me show you exactly how to do this, all right? So you say, Dave, where can I invest in some advertising? Well, here's some areas. Now, here's the key. You got to spend money on advertising that you don't care if you lose, because until you know what you're doing, advertising is like gambling. Now, it's not gambling after you know what you're doing, but in the beginning, when you don't know what you're doing and you don't know if something will work, you don't know if it'll work. It is gambling, and some of the gambles win, but here's the key. When they win, it's not like gambling then, because then you could do that thing that won over and over and over again, and it'll continue to work, and you can test it and improve it. But in the beginning, it's a gamble. You don't know what's going to work. You don't know what's not going to work, okay? And everything's like this. You don't know if a style of blog post is going to work till you try it. You don't know if a video is going to work till you try it. But then once you try it and it works, you do it again and again and again and again and again. So in the beginning, you just invest money into advertising that you essentially are writing a check and shooting it into the universe. You're not giving it to me. You're just saying, give this to the universe. Let's try something crazy. Okay? That's what you want to have the attitude like. So then if you make money, you're like, woohoo, got it. And then you do that again and that again. Does that make sense to you? Okay, it's a great principle of business. Just be detached from money that you just put out there to ads. Now, here's the key. All right? What are some places you can do? Well, there's two in particular that are really useful for fast growth, right? Now, there's a few that are really useful for fast growth, but there's two in particular that are extraordinarily useful for growing lists very, very quickly. We're not talking about blogging for a minute. We're going to talk about blogging after this, but there's two in particular. What are the two in particular? Solo ads, okay, and PPC. Now, there's all sorts of things in PPC. There's all sorts of things you could do in solo ads. What are solo ads? Solo ad is when somebody else builds an email list, okay? Somebody else does it, and you can pay them to email their list. It's not spam, because somebody opted into their list, and in their privacy policies, they say other advertisers will advertise to you in this. It follows all the laws. So solo ads are going to vary. There's a lot of places you can get solo ads. Now, there's leaders that develop courses on solo ads that are out there. But let me tell you a few things for free that you can do right now. And what you can do is you could copy our swipe that we're sending out. Remember, email to your capture page when you're doing solo ads, straight to the capture page. Okay, if you're doing solos, don't email to a blog post, email to a capture page, right? If you're doing other things, you can do this. But where are some places you can do it? Well, go to the Warrior Forum. If you go to the Warrior Forum and do a search for solo ads, and you'll find a bunch of people in the Warrior Forum who are offering solo ads for sale. Some of them are good, some of them aren't so good, but they're cheap, right? It's a place you can get solo ads. There's a place out there called Safe Swaps. All right, if you do a Google search for Safe Swaps, cheap solo ads. Will they convert high? No, the leads convert low, but it's a lot of cheap leads that you can get, all right, through Safe Swaps, and they're cheap solo ads, all right? I get leads for $1 a piece through both of these places. Those two resources right there is enough on the solo ads. They're the cheapest places you could get solos, and you can get a lot of leads for fairly cheap. You can go to 1,000 leads a day like that, all right? Next thing is PPC. Now, there's a few things with PPC that you can do. There's Facebook PPC, all right? And then there's Google PPC, which is extremely difficult. There's YouTube PPC. All right, and then there's banner ads. There's text links, all sorts of things. All right? Now, these ways of doing it are the fastest. This is by far the fastest for leads, but remember, it's going to be a hit and miss where the leads come from. Now, there's some other places for cheap leads that honestly, they convert like garbage, but you still get a lot of leads by doing it. There are a lot of places for cheap leads that just don't convert very well. Now, we'll help you convert them with email autoresponders when you get them to our capture pages here at Empower, okay? But the reality is that this is going to be the highest quality paid traffic you're going to get. This is actually the highest quality, but it's really difficult to get on. This is going to be the highest quality paid traffic that you can get on Facebook PPC. YouTube PPC is also really good if you can learn how to do it. This is basically paying per click when somebody clicks on an ad. If you don't know what PPC stands for, pay per click, okay? Banner ads, text links, all right? So the goal is what? It's to get more people to the capture page. Now, the metrics are going to vary, but this is how to do it if you're new. I'm talking to a new person. A lot of people say, I'm new, I can't possibly do this because I don't have a list. You can win the launch if you don't have a list. How? By being smart, okay? By being smart, by putting money out and reinvesting money, right? By putting money out and reinvesting, putting money out and reinvesting, putting money out and reinvesting, putting money out and reinvesting. Does that make sense? And your goal is to drive an ever-increasing amount of people to your capture page. Remember, your capture page is right in your members area. When you log into the members area, right at the top, there's a little link. It has a link directly to your capture page. If you go to your blog and you click on one of the banners, you can see a link directly to your capture page, all right? There's other things that have cheap traffic to capture pages that just doesn't convert very well, but these things actually do convert well if they're thought out and they're done properly. But remember, marketing is testing. A lot of people, they just throw money out and they're like, it'll come back. No, all right? It might come back. And when you find something that does bring money back, that's what you keep doing, and you drop the things that don't bring money back. Does that make sense to you? So this, my friend, is how to grow a $10,000 per month income like that. So what do you need to do? Well, it means 10 times a month you need to bring 9 members in. If you want to make $10,000 this month rather than like in 6 months or from residual income or whatever, we can show you how to do it over a year, easy. But doing it now like that is a little bit more aggressive, right? And what needs to happen is you need to bring in essentially 9 people, right, 10 times a month, which essentially would work out to 3 a day, right? So if you bring in 3 people a day to Empower Network, that would be bringing in 9 members times 10 people a month, right? If you do that with our current sales metrics, bring in 3 people at the 25 per day, which, folks, you say, that's complicated. I did that through blogging, something that was way harder to sell, something that converted way less good, from scratch, from zero, out of living in a van, when I got on the internet. So if I can do it, you can do it. It's just a matter of how aggressive you are, right, and how bad you want it, and then how much marketing skill you learn. Which, remember, you're going to learn a lot more marketing skill if you buy everything in the Empower Network. Buy the basic membership, buy the Inner Circle membership, buy the 15K per month formula, buy the Costa Rica Mastermind Intensive. Buy it all. Get everything. Just get in. Get all in. Say, I'm in. All right? We've helped people actually, today we did pass the $4 million threshold. All right? We launched October 31st. Today is the 13th or the 12th of April or no, March, okay? And so this is all working exactly how I'm telling you it'll work. So if you bring in 9 members 10 times a month, which is what, 3 per day, right? 3 per day, 30 days a month. If you do this with our metrics and you don't be a little more aggressive for anything, that will yield most of the time, right now, $10,000 in incoming revenue with our current numbers. Now, if you want the numbers to be higher, okay, than that, from the 3, I could show you how to double the numbers from 3 a day. I would make twice that if I was doing this, okay? This is what you do. You follow the process that's in the Inner Circle, and that's in the if you go in, there's actually for everybody. If you log into the members area, there's an audio of the week. If you listen to that audio and you follow the process in that audio, right? If you do that, your numbers will double from the people you bring in. That won't increase the number of people you bring in, but when you bring somebody in, the numbers will double if you listen to that audio and you apply what's in it, okay? So this is the formula. So what are we going to do? Well, when you come in, all right, for our competition, I'm going to announce the details on Sunday. So I know you're watching this video, say, Dave, there's a lot of long videos. We'll come back Sunday night, and I'm going to announce competition, and it's probably going to be something along the lines of 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern is probably when I'm going to announce that competition. Actually, probably 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern. Something like that is when I'm going to announce it. Maybe 5 to 8 Eastern. I don't know how long I'll talk. So Sunday night, okay, I'm going to send out an email and I'm going to announce the competition. Now this is the way that it's going to work. You're going to get points for everybody that you bring in to the system. Now you're going to get points on the products that you purchase. So if you purchase the 25 and you sell one, you're going to get 2 points. If you purchase the 100 and you sell one, you're going to get 4 points. If you purchase the 250 and this is in addition to your commissions, okay? This is just for the competition. All right, if you purchase the 250, you sell one. All right, what are you going to get? I think it's this one actually was 5 points. All right, and then if you purchase the 500, you sell one. This is going to be 8 points. Now here's the key: whoever has the most points wins. And we have something everybody can win. We're going to announce that Sunday night. Everybody who's involved, even if you're not the number one, even if you're not in the top 10, you can all win. All right, but the number one, they're going to win $10,000. You say, Dave, on top of 100% commissions? Yes, on top of 100% commissions, $10,000 cash. All right, right into your e-wallet. All right, so $10,000 for the number one prize. Top 5 people are going to be featured in our really cool product that's coming out over the summertime. All right, I'm not going to talk about that, but 5 people get to win a spot in that. All right, so if you're in the top 5 people, you can win $10,000 and you can be in a product. Now, if you're in the number one, all right. So there's a lot of things that you can win, that you can do now to get the results that you want in your business, but you got to take action and decide. You got to decide to stop being on the sidelines. You got to decide to stop being on the fence. You got to decide that right now is your day to break through, and you got to decide that you are going to make something great of yourself. When I got started, I made a decision to change my life. When I got started in my business, this was the decision. It may sound odd. I said, I am going to recruit 2 people a day into my network marketing business. 2 a day. And I put blinders on. Now, that's a goal that's somewhat ridiculous, because if you go around in the industry, who have you ever met that recruits 2 people a day? Nobody but people who are in a close niche around me. There's about 3 other people that know how to do it, okay, and that's it. And nobody's done it as prolifically as I have that I know in the niche, and I know them all. Now, that was the decision I made. I made it the decision. I said, I'm going to get 2 people a day. 45 days later, I had my first 2-person day. Then I had another 1 the next day, then another 3 the next day, and I sponsored 4 the next day. And then I started sponsoring 2 to 5, 2 to 5, 2 to 5 per day. I maintained that for 2 years straight. How did I do it? I did it by deciding. Make a decision that you're going to win. Make a decision. Take action. Be at the top. Stop taking excuses from other people. Stop making excuses for yourself and allowing them. Because remember, what you don't want from other people, you never want to give yourself. Never give yourself an excuse that you won't take from another human being ever. And then you, my friend, can make it happen. Decide to lock arms with us and fight the forces of evil. And we'll help you get there. Why? Because we love you. Let's lock arms, my friend. Rock it out. And I'll see you in the beautiful jungle out here. Well, you got to be in the top 5, but to get there, but you can do that, can't you? I think so. Appreciate you.